Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good. And we'll be talking all about the Tennessee Alliance for Kids. We're honored to be joined by Fran Maynard. She's the Director of Engagement with the Tennessee Alliance for Kids. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me today, Jeremy.
Absolutely. So we will definitely talk about supporting the kids, and these are children in the foster care system. And so we'll talk about the importance of your work, but let's start with a little bit of history. Give us some context for launching the nonprofit.
Yes. So back in 2016, the Department of Children's Services cannot solicit donations and tangible items. And so as the needs arise for support for the children in foster care, Tennessee Alliance for Kids was established and created. And it was a group of people who got together from the churches, the DCS offices, and the community, just wanting to do good and really come alongside the needs at that time. And that's how we were established.
Talk about the geographical spread. Talk about kind of the where you serve, if you will.
Sure. So we started small. We're a small team. And then we've expanded a little bit, but still wanting to make sure what we were doing well. And so right now we serve Middle Tennessee, which is Mid-Cumberland, Davidson, as well as the Tennessee Baptist Children's Home. And so it's about 10 counties overall that we're currently serving through our website, where they can go on and purchase needs and or request needs, and then we purchase them for them. So
give us an idea of some of the numbers. So the numbers that you track on your end in terms of, number of children, volunteers, kind of paint the picture of some of the stats that you look at on your end.
Yeah, so right now in Tennessee, we have roughly a little bit over 8,000 children in foster care in Tennessee, which is the numbers are staggering. The crisis is great. And in Middle Tennessee and Davidson County, I would say roughly 1,600 kids between the two. And so basically, Tennessee Alliance for Kids, we meet the emergent and ongoing needs for these children in this area, as well as we serve families that are looking to reunify with their children. So they're working hard on getting their children back, or those looking to not be disrupted and are working to not lose their children as well. And again, we supply that tangible need. So that's sometimes bunk beds, mattresses, pack and plays, car seats as children come in. And so the numbers have gone up and up as we've been doing our work. And so the needs are great, sadly. But we're just looking to be that support to help those families. And I love that we get to support the families that are working on their family purification to stay together and really doing what they need to be doing so that their children do not end up in foster care. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's kind of take it in threads. Start with TAC packs.
Yes. TAC packs, they are backpacks, and they're filled with essentials and comfort items. And they are such a cool way for the community to get involved, because any one person, group, business, church, organization, anyone can get involved in making these. And they are filled with blankets and a stuffed animal, a sweet note of encouragement, and then some other odds and ends, but they're given to children that are entering foster care. And so oftentimes children, when they come into care, they don't have a lot of time to grab belongings. And if they do, it may be one or two items, maybe a few more, and sometimes they are thrown in a trash bag. And so, and our hope is to supply some comfort, some dignity, some love, to let them know that there are people out there that see them, that are thinking about them, that care about them, that they are not alone. And then they have a duffel bag to put their belongings in if they're going from place to place or wherever they're going, a stuffed animal, and something to carry with them throughout their days. really difficult time for them. And so we just wanted to create something that the children get, but I have seen the blessing in the people that create them as well, because they get to do something for the community that they're in.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think so much of this is how can the community help, and how can we help activate? And I think, to your point, like, that's a powerful way to be a part of the mission. And you can do that in your office, in your home. Like, you can make it very easy, but still play an integral role in what you're doing, which is powerful.
Yes.
Talk
And
about
they're for all
that.
ages as well, which is great. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Carry that into, because you do make it very easy on your website when you talk about some of the most needed items, but there's also 2 Amazon registries across the state. So talk about some of the other ways that the public can make it easy on purchasing items.
Yes. So, like I said before, we're a small organization, small company. And so we want to make sure what we're doing, we do well. But we also realize the need is great, and not just here in Middle Tennessee, but across the state. And since we can't serve everywhere, being that we're here, we came up with, through Tennessee Fosters Hope, which is the governor's initiative to help Tennessee be one of the most foster-friendly states. They've created, on our webpage, we have a place for you to go to that has a clickable map. It's just this beautiful map, and it shows you the state broken up into 12 regions, and you can click on the region where you live, work, and play. And it'll first show you how many children are in foster care in your area. And then it will bring you to an Amazon wish list. And you will see what items are most needed for the DCS office in your region. And you can purchase items for the area where you live. So we made it very simple and streamlined for people to be able to serve wherever they are across the state of Tennessee.
You look at the holidays, and especially for kids, this is the chance for them to see and experience the magic of Christmas. And in your case, it's both a prime fundraising, time, but it's also too a time to be able to make sure that the children do experience the magic of Christmas and do have gifts. And so on both ends, I know you and your team are working hard. Talk about it for the kids first in terms of toys.
Yes. So right now, as of yesterday, we have a toy drive that just went live, and that is on our website. And this toy drive is to collect all of these toys in for our Very Merry Christmas Parade, which is on December 4th. And we have about a quarter-mile roundabout where foster families get to drive through and stop at various stations to pick up, depending on what station it is. We have churches come out, we have businesses come out, and anyone can really, contact us to get involved if they want to be out there. We have girls holding up signs saying Merry Christmas, bringing joy to these families and children coming through. And then at the end, we have a fire truck and Santa Claus, and every child in the car gets to receive a gift. And so these are the gifts that we're collecting right now, and they will be given out on that day. It's just a really sweet, sweet day for the community, again, to get involved, but also to wrap around and come alongside these families and just see the joy. And typically it's been Davidson County. This year, we're also bringing in Cumberland. So we have a larger pool of people that will be able to celebrate this year.
How can churches and businesses, how can they sign up, and how can we help on the toy side know which toys to buy, where to go? How do we plug in?
Yes. So again, on our website, there's a link on our website. It says Toy Drive. We have an Amazon wish list. We make it super simple. We've created them broken down into different ages. So we make sure to cover all age groups. And then they can also reach out to us. They can contact me directly if they want to get involved, have their church business person. I have seen people who have come the first year always want to come back. This is our 3rd year of getting to do this. And so it's just a really, really special day.
Now talk about it from the fundraising side in terms of the importance for the holidays. You look at Giving Tuesday, carrying all the way through. What does this time of year mean to you as an organization on the fundraising side?
Absolutely. The majority of our funds come in through end of year giving. And so it is a big time for us. And we started off with Giving Tuesday, which is just a global generosity day on November 29th. It's 24 hours of giving. And that's what we kick off our end of year giving with. We have big goals. We would love to expand as we see our services and the needs are great, to cover further and more areas. And we can only do that by financial gifts and giving. And most of our giving is done by major donors and people who just have a heart for this space and wanting to do good. And not everybody is called to foster and to adopt, but we can all do something. We can get involved by joining an activity or event, by financially giving. But we can all give into this space and help vulnerable children and families.
What's been the feedback, either, from the youth perspective, the family perspective, the social worker? So I give you a lot of leeway, but what's been the feedback, talking about the impact that this is having?
Yeah, so we don't always get to hear stories, but when we do, we absolutely love them. There's been occasions where we get a call or a request has come in, and one in particular just stood out to us. It was from a mama over the summer, and her electricity was about to be turned off. And it was hot. It was about 99 degrees that day, and the need came through. It's a little bit outside the box because typically we'll do beds and bedding and whatnot, but we were like, you know what, this mom is going to have this electricity turned off and her food would spoil and her children would be scared and it would be really hot. So we turned that on for her. And that was just an awesome thing that we could do for this mama who was in need. We've had a dad who was looking to see his child for visitation. And he didn't have transportation to get there. And so we don't provide cars. We don't do that. But we were able to purchase him a bicycle and provided him a way to get there, a means to get to his visitation. And so just things like that. We've had social workers come and tell us that they can count on us, that we're reliable, that when they put a request in for a need, they know it will come within a matter of a day or two. We use Amazon, we use our local stores to make it simple, but they know that they can rely on us for that need to get to these families or for the children or for the offices. Sadly, sometimes children are sitting in DCS offices and waiting, and we will bring them lunch in, or we'll have lunch delivered, or we'll plan a roller skating day for them, or something fun for them to do. So social workers are the ones that are on the front lines, have a lot going on, and we just love being able to support them to come alongside the job that they're already doing to make it a little bit easier for them and the children and families that we are all serving.
You spoke about the numbers, and I think you also, when you talk about hope and reducing trauma and challenges and the transformation that can take place for a child leading into adulthood, which these are our future leaders, our workforce, our corporate and community, our voters, volunteers, everything, innovators, entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Talk about that from the ripple effect, the larger perspective of why this work matters so much for the community at large.
Absolutely. If you're taking away that initial obstacle, that roadblock that is hindering them from either a foster family saying yes and bringing children in because they don't have bunk beds and they can't take a sibling set. Number one, if you keep those siblings together, you're reducing trauma. You're helping them to stay together and not already adding in another traumatic event to their lives. I love that you said, they're our future, and they are. And when you take away the difficult part of either having to look for a resource or not being able, you're struggling, and we're able to say yes and come alongside that family to say, you're not alone. We can help you here. Helps them to be successful in their future. We also come alongside Extension of Foster Care, which are other youth from 18 to 21. And we do care packs for them, just like the backpacks for the younger ones. We set them up with like a college basket that you would give to them. So the community also loves getting involved with them and coming alongside that age group that doesn't already have a lot of support. So we get to support them as well, they're in school, they're working, and they're trying to make themselves set up for success. And so we're trying to come alongside and help them to do that as well.
Touch on 615 Sings.
Yeah, so that's also going on right now. We typically have a fundraiser at Tennessee Alliance for Kids. And when COVID happened, we're like, oh no, we cannot do anything. So we had to pivot. And so we have partnered with my fundraiser to do 615 Sings, which brings in local talent and lets them share their creativity, their beautiful voices, what they do well. And we have a voting competition. It's kind of broken up into a bracket as a basketball bracket would be broken up. And we vote for the artists. It's $1 a vote. And all the proceeds that come in go to Tennessee Alliance for Kids. And then there's a grand prize at the end for these artists. And it's just the coolest thing to see Nashville, Tennessee, all of them bring in their talent. And then people, their family, their friends can vote. Anyone can vote for them. And you're sharing them as well as bringing awareness and funds in for TAC.
I love it. We'll wrap up with where we go to learn more. So website, social media, where do we go?
So Tennessee Alliance for Kids is tnallianceforkids.org. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram account. So please make sure to check us out. It's facebook.com/TN Alliance for Kids, and Instagram is spelled out Tennessee Alliance for Kids.
Well, Fran, greatly appreciate all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.